Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. So we're back with a Will I Buy It video. There are releases coming out just willy-nilly right now. Because it is coming up to holiday season, everyone's getting their holiday releases out. So, you know, we need to keep up. We need to make our decisions. We need to plan. We need to plan whether we're buying or we're not. So let's talk about it. First up, the Charlotte Tilbury holiday collection. It's already here, the majority of it. There's so much. I mean, I feel like nobody does holiday like Charlotte Tilbury. She is the queen of holiday. I love it. All of the packaging is just divine. It's stunningly beautiful. Obviously, I own a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. I own all the Charlotte Tilbury that I could want or need. So for me, I'm only kind of looking at the new things that I don't have, because her vault, for example, and her advent calendar, I own a lot of that, or it's stuff I know that doesn't really work for me, like the Pillow Talk lipsticks and blush, not really my shades. So although the vault, oh my God, I'd die. And if someone wanted to give that to me as a present, I'm definitely not going to complain about it. But I do own a lot of what's in there already. Same thing goes for her advent calendar. You know, I'm not a fan of advent calendars because I just feel that I'd rather buy the specific things I want rather than just buying a giant thing full of stuff, some of which I already have, some of which I don't really like or isn't for me, and then have a few things that I really love for hundreds of pounds. I'd rather specifically buy the things I want in the full size. That's just me, but I can certainly appreciate the gloriousness of that advent calendar. It's to die for, isn't it? I will say, one year I won one of those in a giveaway, and my son played with the box for months, so you know, that's a little bonus for you. But from this collection, what I have picked up is this highlighter. I've been dying to try it. It looks right up my street. It looks like a great shade for me, and it looks like it's my perfect type of more natural, luminous, blending into the skin type of highlighter. So I'm very excited. That should be here any moment now, and I am very excited. I was very close to also picking up this mini matte palette, but I chose a different one, which I'll talk about in a moment, instead of that one that kind of offered me a bit more. I love the Desert Haze quad, and this is kind of a souped up version of that. I feel like if you have Desert Haze, it doesn't really add a huge amount to what you already have in that quad. So I think if you have Desert Haze, you don't really need this extra one, but if you don't have Desert Haze, then this gives you that with a couple of extra options. So that's a cheeky bonus, isn't it? Next up, these Wayne Goss blush duos. This is an ongoing thing for me. Okay, when I first saw these, I was like, oh, I mean, I just know that man is going to have made stunning formulas. I love that he's so thoughtful and considers more mature skin, and he likes to make his products flattering on lines and wrinkles and that aren't going to enhance those, and he's very conscious of more mature skin and his clients, which I think is amazing. Obviously, he knows his audience and he knows what we need and what is lacking in the market. I also love that, having seen the shades of these, that it is super inclusive. For a range of only 4, he has covered every skin tone. There is a clear, like fair, there's a light medium, there's a medium tan, and then there's one that is going to be glorious for deeper skin. So I love that he's done that. Fair play, Wayne. I've watched lots of reviews, and the thing that is holding me back with these blush duos is there isn't a duo that I love both sides of. That's my issue. So I love the highlight in the Coral Rose, but the blush is not going to work for me. It's definitely for fairer skin tones. I've watched a couple of reviews, Morgan and Michelle Wong. Both of them have much fairer skin than me, and it's very subtle on them, so it's just really not going to show on me. Then you've got the Peony shade, which I think would be the shade that would be for me, but it's just not my type of shade. So it's a pink blush and a pink toned highlight, and that's just not my preference for cheek products. Then you have Vivid Azalea, and I know everyone's dying over this, but that blush shade, it's just not my type of shade. I just know I won't use it, but I do love the highlight in there. And then Bright Poppy, that blush. I love the blush is glorious, and I like that it's more of a satin. It's the only one that's not a true matte blush. And I just so wish I could take the blush out of Bright Poppy and pair it with either the highlight from the Coral duo or the highlight from the Vivid Azalea duo. For me, because it's an expensive product, it's huge. Both of those pans are super large, going to last you a very long time. I want to be able to use both sides, and obviously the highlight that's in Bright Poppy is going to be too deep for my skin tone, certainly way too deep when we go into winter. But I love that blush, but I don't want to buy a duo just for one half of it, and we certainly know that I have enough blushes that are in that colour family. So it's not a definite no. I'm still kind of umming and ahhing and watching reviews, but that's kind of what's stopping me from tipping over the edge, is that there isn't a perfect duo both sides in there for me, for my skin tone and my colour shade preferences that I can see. Next up, the Makeup by Mario collection. Now yesterday, the day before I was going to film this video, I'd written this on my list as like a no. Obviously we can't get it here, it's only available at Sephora and on his American website, so although I'd love to pick some things up, I can't. That's what I thought I was going to be saying to you, but I went on his website to have a check and just have a little nosy around. Just check it all out. Let me tell you, Makeup by Mario's website ships to the UK, free international shipping over $75 spend, which isn't crazy. Guarantees you won't pay any additional taxes or duties. And all of this is extremely clear and right there without having to go hunting when you check out. I also had a 15% discount code because it was my first order, which I will put here, the discount code. So I was like, I didn't expect it. And fair flipping play to Mario. This is what we say to you. I'm shook. How many brands, American brands, I'm talking Kylie Cosmetics, I'm talking KKW Beauty, I'm even talking about Pat McGrath, who pretends to ship to the UK but makes it this whole drama and saga that you have to wait months to receive it. So yeah, I mean, amazing. There are so many existing long-running brands who have never managed to pull this off, and here he comes straight out the bat, Makeup by Mario, with this phenomenally gorgeous collection. In the US, he's US based, his website's US based, he's exclusive to Sephora outside of his own website, and he made it available to us in the UK. And worldwide, not just the UK, worldwide free shipping over $75. Fair flip and play to you, Mario. That's what I say. So I ordered the matte palette, which is the reason I didn't order the smaller one from Charlotte Tilbury. I have nothing like this in my collection. I don't have an all matte palette like this, which covers every like shade tone that I might want to use for like office, everyday, no makeup. This has got every shade in one, all mattes. I love it. I definitely needed and wanted something like that in my collection for some time, and this does it incredibly well. I think actually his products are really reasonably priced for his level of expertise, obviously his level of knowledge, the amount of work he's put in, and the fact that it's all Italian made makeup. Knocked it out of the park for me. I also picked up his Master Secret Glow. The other highlights looked too glittery for my taste. This one was super interesting and different to me, so although I don't need a highlight, I wanted to try it and see what the tea was with it. And those two products, they cost me, including shipping, just under £60. Which I think was super reasonable. So I had that 15% off. The shipping was included because it was over $75, and there's no additional taxes or duties to pay on arrival, and I just can't quite believe it. Who knew? So apparently all these other brands, they just can't be bothered. So there's that. Next up, these Melt Contour Stacks. This is a straight no for me. As I've said to you guys before, I barely ever contour anymore. Can't be bothered. Rarely do it. On a night out, if I remember and I've got loads of time, I might throw a cream contour on, but I definitely very rarely use a powder contour. Sometimes I contour my nose just with some bronzer, very, very haphazardly. But yeah, I'm not doing a whole thing anymore, so these are just, they don't serve a purpose for me. Tom Ford Holiday palette. So I've seen a couple of sneak peeks of lipsticks which don't look like something I'm interested in. This palette, it looks nice, it's beautiful. I don't own any Tom Ford eyeshadow quads, and this one is typical of the reason why I don't own any of them, because it's fine, it looks beautiful, it's pretty, it looks nice, very wearable shadows, but it certainly doesn't do anything that I don't have a billion of, with more options in as far as my eyeshadow palettes. You know, something like Natasha Denona Metropolis, Bronze palette, or the Glam palette, all of my Pat McGrath palettes, you know, even the Charlotte Tilbury palettes, they do so much more than this quad. They have lots of mattes, they have lots more shimmer options, they have cohesive full looks coming out their ears. But I just don't, it doesn't appeal to me, these quads. They just, I look at them and I think they look nice, I can appreciate them, but they definitely don't offer me something I don't already have. So that's going to be a pass from me. Let's talk about the Pat McGrath holiday collection. So I've got a whole video on this collection when it was first kind of teased. I did a whole video on what we could expect to see and when, and all of the things that we knew and didn't know, mostly what we didn't know about it because it was all very secretive. So she so far at this point has dropped one thing, which is the Mothership Mega palette. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I purchased that palette from her website. I do really not want to buy anything from her website because it's such a shambles every time, especially with new launches. It's always a mess, it's always stressful, and then it just takes so painfully long to arrive that I'd rather wait for Selfridges to get them. But she was very secretive about whether this palette was going to be on Selfridges, and she also did a 10% off. She also was extremely vague about when it was going to come to other retailers. So even if Selfridges was going to get it, we have no idea when. So I felt like, as I wanted this palette, I'm going to have to get it off her website. 1, to save money. 2, because I don't know if it's going to ever come anywhere else, and it's limited edition. So I felt like I had to get it from there. The actual process of purchasing the palette went very well. It was super smooth, you know, it didn't get stolen out my bag like most of the time. The discount code worked, that's a first, and everything went very smoothly. That was over a week ago now, and I still haven't even got my confirmation email. So there's that. I have got my you ordered this item email that tells you they may or may not have it in stock. But then when they actually fulfill your order, you're supposed to get a confirmation email to say, yeah, we've got it and we're intending to post it to you. I haven't had that email yet. I did contact customer services and they were like, oh, good news. We plan to post it out this week, but they haven't. So yeah, there's that. Pat McGrath also doesn't do cancellations. I have a big issue with the fact that they continue to take your money at the moment you check out, and then you can wait a month for your items to arrive. And I'm undoubtedly sure that all of these products will arrive on Selfridges before they're ever going to arrive if you order them from her website. That's kind of my feeling now. This was the last straw for me. It's been a week. I haven't even had it confirmed yet. It's been a week that she took my money. So another horrendous experience, and I don't know what it's going to take for me to learn. I feel like at this point, if it's not her sales, which are amazing and you can save so much, I feel like if you order during her sales, it's probably worth it, as long as you're expecting it to take a month possibly to arrive to you if you're not US based. But outside of that, just wait for Selfridges. That's my advice to you. The only other thing I plan on picking up from this collection is the highlight, which I am very excited for, but I'm going to be waiting for it to arrive on Selfridges, even if it's 50% off on her website. I'm still waiting. It's just not worth it for me. Next up, this MAC Brow Gel. This looks super interesting to me. It says it's supposed to look like you just got out the shower, which I don't know about you, but that's not something I aim for, because when I come out the shower, my brows are pointing to my nose and disheveled and all over the shop. So I'm not really sure that was a great selling point. But the actual premise behind this, where it's supposed to be, they're supposed to have like a wet look to them, look a bit shiny and healthy and glowing. Brows are bushy and brushed up, and I do love that look. So this is definitely something that I'm interested in. It's not available here yet. It's already launched in the US, I believe. So I'm definitely going to be watching reviews, and it's certainly something I'd be up for trying, especially if it's going to have some really great hold, because I struggle with products holding my brows in place. It's just, they're very, very stubborn. They just want to be able to live their life. So I'm interested to look at reviews, and certainly something I might pick up if it's what they say it claims to be. The ABH Mini Soft Glam is a pass from me because I have the Mummy. I have the Mummy Soft Glam. I like it. It's not one of my favourite palettes from ABH, but I do like it. It's got a lot of going for it, especially if you are a soft glam lover like myself. That's kind of my area of comfort, my comfort zone when it comes to makeup is soft glam. These types of shades, I think it'd be a lovely gift, holiday gift. It's something a bit smaller, more cohesive, more travel friendly, more affordable. I think it's beautiful. But yeah, if you have the big size soft glam, then don't bother. These Haus blush duos, is that how you say that, Haus? I think so. I hate to say this because I know people are so protective and defensive of Gaga's makeup line for some reason. These just don't appeal to me at all. And I saw this photo on Twitter where, you know, it was like they all look the exact same, which was confusing. And I have yet to see a launch from this brand go down well. I've yet to see really anybody enjoying it. And then I've seen everybody getting berated for not enjoying it in their comments by stans of Gaga who just want everybody to buy all of her stuff and say it's amazing, even if it's awful, which I'm not really sure what that's about. But yeah, these aren't for me. I'm not impressed by the brand so far. I don't get it. And these I definitely don't get because they just literally all look the same. So Lisa Eldridge, if you don't know, is about to drop a whole heap of new exciting products. Lisa, I feel like she just came along right at the end of 2020 and saved us all. She's just here to make this year that little bit better than it's been so far. I just love her. I love everything about her. I own a lot of her lipsticks from previous collections and lots of them are some of my favourites, including this one that I've got on my lips right now. Everything always sells out super quickly, so we have to be fast, but this time she's doing a pre-order. So this starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. You'll be able to pre-order all of these products and then they will be shipped out on the 19th of October. So not long now. So obviously I have a lot of her pre-existing shades. She's releasing all of her velvets that she has previously released. She's re-releasing those along with some new shades. And then she has a new formula, which is a gloss. It's a super pigmented gloss with lots of caring, nourishing ingredients for the lips. And then she has lots of kits. And some of those kits include liners, which appear at this moment to only be available in the kits and not on their own as liners. She also did say in her newsletter or somewhere on her social medias, I forget where, that there will be like a build your own kit option, which I think is amazing, where you get one of her stunning makeup bags to go with your set. So my plans are to pick up the blush kit, which includes the new lipstick, a liner and gloss shade, and then the Affair single. This shade is exactly what I needed from Lisa Eldridge's line. I love her matte lips, but the previous nude shade Fawn was a little light for my skin tone. This Affair shade just looks like it's going to be my favorite ever perfect nude. So I'm super excited for that one. So that's what I plan to pick up. Some other things might fall in my bag, you know what happens, but that's my plan. My plan is just those two things, the kit and one single. We'll see how it goes. Velvets are coming back, but sadly not the Lucent shade. So the Go Lightly is really sadly not coming back. I know so many of you love that shade. It's one of my favourite lipsticks of all time. So I was lucky enough to grab that one, but it's not coming back just yet. But there is a Go Lightly gloss. So, you know, maybe that will tide you over until you can get your mitts on the lipstick. And last but not least, this Cle de Peau foundation. Now, I saw a few reviews of this. Tara Lynn, Michelle Wong, both tried this foundation and love it. It sounds right up my street. It's like a glowing matte type of situation that, you know, really is just glowing and luminous and looks beautiful. It looked gorgeous on both of those women. Oh, I mean, but they both look gorgeous in a paper bag. So, you know, there's that. But the shade range of this foundation is awful, terrible. It's very expensive, therefore I'm not going to review it on my channel because the shade range is super poor, so therefore I don't really want to support it. I need to see and learn more about what's going on with these shades, because all I've seen at the moment is just those little squares that are supposed to represent a shade, and I'm trying to look at the swatches on Harrods is where it's available at the moment to see if actually, although it's a small number of shades, I believe it's something like 17, whether there's actually a bit more inclusivity than it looks like there is on there before I decide whether I want to try it or not. But it does look like a beautiful foundation, but it does appear to really only cater to the sort of fair to medium skin with a couple of deeper shades thrown in. So there you have it. Those are the new releases that I'm either buying or not so much. I'd love to know what you think of these releases and the other releases that are just coming out willy-nilly at us at a rate of knots right now. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see you in the next video. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.